All right, welcome to the Wyld Farm Family Fun Show, episode 4. On this show, we love to talk about everything farm, everything family, everything fun, and most importantly, bring all of that together, talk about health and things in the community, and really enjoy our time on the show. And so what you'll get out of every one of these shows is a lot of fun. You'll get to meet some interesting people that are doing a lot of great things in the world. And Jermale, who we're going to introduce here, is no different than that. And so without further ado, I will introduce Jermale Eddie from Malamiah Juice Bar. And that is based in Grand Rapids, Michigan. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Jermale about his journey, his story, his in the making of becoming a business owner, and his focus in the community and youth development. He truly has an amazing background. So welcome to the show, Jermale.
Hey, thank you very much, for having me on this evening. I am delighted to be hanging out with you all. I saw the show and a few guests that I knew, and also some friends told me some great things about this particular show. So I'm excited to share a little bit about me, who I am, where I came from, and where I'm heading.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Jermale, can I just jump in real quick? Hey, what is a fun fact about you, Jermale?
A fun fact?
Yes.
A fun fact about me. Well, I grew up for about, a good portion of my life down the street from boxing legend Muhammad Ali.
Whoa.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Was that good? Was that good?
You blew my fun fact out of the water, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
I would say if Nick had any expectations of what you might say, that was not on the list. I can guarantee that.
Be like, well, actually, this is not my hair. No.
That is one epic fun fact. So
yeah.
Did you ever meet the Mr. Muhammad Ali? Did you ever meet him?
Yeah. And in fact, I used to go to the house, had the code to the gate. Used to hop the gate sometimes. I used to coach his kid in T-ball. They gave me money to go study in D.C. when I was in high school, so I knew the Ali family very well.
Wow, that's amazing.
So cool.
What can I ask? Just can I pause? What do you? That's an amazing connection, and that's not everybody in the world gets that kind of that's really unique.
Yeah.
What is the most important thing he ever taught you personally?
Really, it was be be normal, be who you are, because growing up, when I was there, he never had a huge entourage. He never had security. If you asked for an autograph, you got an autograph. If you wanted to talk, he talked. So I really got that feeling. I mean, when we used to go to the house, I remember jumping the fence a few times. They had no dogs. They had no security. They didn't have any bodyguards and things of that nature out there. And so, they really, the whole family was just simple, simplicity, treated everyone with kindness and respect. And one thing about Ali that I just was telling a buddy of mine is that he was really into magic tricks. So if you look him up, he was into magic tricks. And so he would come to the school, or when I worked at McDonald's as like an early, young teenager, he would, I remember this so clearly that oftentimes he would steal the groundkeeper's car because he wasn't supposed to drive. So he would steal this car because he kind of had the Parkinson's thing going on. He would pull up at McDonald's, and the car was a old Chevy Caprice Classic station wagon, blue. And the big seat, right? He would pull up, and he wanted to go to McDonald's just to do magic tricks for the kids or anybody that was there. We'd have to call his wife or someone to come pick him up, but he was just there to do magic tricks, and then he would go.
That is incredible. Wow, what a story, man.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I actually really hope my dad's listening in, because my dad grew up as a boxer, and idolizes obviously Muhammad Ali and a few would love to hear that story. So
Yeah.
incredible, man. Very cool. So this is a good segue. So we were just talking about growing up as a kid and who your neighbor was, but tell us about yourself. Like, tell us a little bit about your story and how you got into first youth development and community, and then ultimately as a business owner. So share your story with us.
Yeah, so again, grew up in Southwest Michigan, Berrien Springs, the village of Berrien Springs. We were a few minutes from St. Joseph, a few minutes from Benton Harbor, and a few minutes from Lake Michigan. So just small town. One traffic light. I mentioned working at McDonald's. I can distinctly tell you, I remember when that was being built, and that was a big thing. There was a McDonald's coming, and a Pizza Hut, and a Taco Bell. That was it. But growing up there, everyone knew everybody. It was a predominantly white town, and so we were one of very few Black families and few families of color there growing up, and we felt that. Probably as a kid, I couldn't put my finger on how different I felt, but I knew that I was different from some of my friends using, mousse in their hair in first and second grade, and me using grease in my hair. And I remember one time I was like, "Mom, I want some mousse. That's what everybody's using, this mousse." And she was like, "No, you don't want that." I was like, "Yeah, everybody's doing it." And I put the mousse in my little bitty afro, and it was looking pretty sweet, man, I tell you. But then about 2 hours later, I didn't realize that it gets kind of crunchy, and mine got crunchy and it got really flaky, and so it was the most embarrassing thing. But so I never did that again. But grew up there, and one thing about Berrien Springs is that it's in a lot of produce and fruit and vegetables are being raised down there. A large migrant population during the summer, and then there's also an international university there called Andrews University, Seventh-day Adventist University there. So for me, my interactions with other cultures and religions and ethnicities and things came by being having that university in my backyard, where literally you go out my back door, walk across the field, and you're there at this big university, tasting food, smelling different food, hearing different types of music, different languages being talked about. Fast forward a little bit, I end up in West Michigan in Grand Rapids by way of Grand Valley. Did some high jump there, got a back-to-back championship ring in high jump. And then kind of started my journey really in what I thought was going to be my career of higher education. So 8 years higher education experience at Calvin College, at Grand Valley, Lamar University in Texas, and then the University of Phoenix. And being at the University of Phoenix, there is where I heard this story and got introduced to this documentary, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, with Joe Cross on juicing. And so I watched that documentary and I was hooked. I started telling everybody about juice and the components of juice and how the body can heal itself from the inside out. And for me, I love to cook. I love to dibble and dabble. So, I was cooking. The kitchen was messy a few minutes ago because I made some Indian food from scratch. But
amen, brother. Amen.
So my clothes smell like spices. Probably the bedrooms upstairs do too. But for me, it was like, man, I can make this thing, this drink, this juice that probably tastes better than going to the store. It probably tastes better than Tropicana or Juicy Juice, and it's healthier. And then my kids was loving it. And then it was like, wait, you can lose weight with this. And so I got a buddy of mine onto it, and he lost 55 pounds in 60 days doing a juice cleanse. Now, to be in all transparency, I have a little bit of COVID cushion, and I need to do another juice cleanse. But when I really think about all the different layers of my life, it kind of led to this point. And so I'll rewind a little bit and say that I grew up going through 2 house fires. And so for me, total 2 house fires, total loss, a few years in between each. And so I'm not connected to stuff. When something breaks, or I don't know, someone runs into your car, scratch. I got a new vehicle and it has scratches all over it. A lot of people get upset with that, but you know what? It's a car. You can replace that. It has no value to me in that way. I do want to keep it nice. Yep. I want to make sure it's running and it's safe, but I'm not tripping over the little things. And so, I place value in people. And that was taught to me also by my stepmother, who taught me how to work hard. And she's actually the one that got me into, just knowing a little bit here and there about fruits and vegetables. So we had a garden when my dad married her, when he got remarried, and we would go pick these fruits and vegetables, and we could not, as kids, go play with our friends. I couldn't go to 2-a-day football practices in high school unless we weeded 2 rows of beans, or picked okra or something like that. And then I can go. And we would I hated that work. I really did. And I was like, man, I'm never gonna have a garden or nothing. But we would go to Chicago and Robbins, Illinois, and sell our produce at these farmers markets, and that's what we used to make money for school clothes. My mother had quit her job as a nurse, and she made in that weekend she made more money that weekend selling this stuff than she did as a check, her check as a nurse. Wow. And I learned how to barter there. We got these bruised peaches, and you have, whatever it is we need. So let's do a bartering. No money exchanging hands, but we let the work of the land exchange hands. And then the other thing that she taught me was just the gift of being kind. And what I mean by that is, we would pull up on the south side of Chicago, 79th and Stony, right off the highway, and we had this red and white custom deluxe truck with the 2 tanks on there. I mean, I called it the fire truck. We would pull up there, and people would be sprinting down the street, yelling like, the vegetable lady's here, and they'd pull up, and my mom would give away probably 50 to 75% of what was on that truck for people that needed it, people that didn't have the money that time, they might have it next time, or someone who was just hungry. But we always had enough. We always had enough food on that truck. We always had enough money coming in. And I saw just the power of utilizing food as a way of bartering, as a way of connecting and loving the community. Fast forward and look what I'm doing. I'm working with fruits and vegetables. I'm not picking them. I work with people who do that, but right. But I'm working with those things, and at the juice bar, we're giving away. We give away stuff. We serve the community in that way. And I started this thing, my wife and I, with no business experience. We didn't know what we were doing. We just felt there was this God nudge to start a business and to start a juice bar. Never been to one. Didn't have any money. Didn't know anything about it. We knew that you can get fruit from Meyer, and farm stands, and that was about it. But one thing that I didn't mention is that at one point we moved away from Michigan, started a church with a friend on the Gulf Coast of Texas. So Port Arthur, Texas, to be specific. And it was there, when I think about it now, that I learned the skills of running a business, because it was there was a city pastor. There was myself that moved from Michigan with my wife to take on a part-time youth pastor job. And we evacuated for hurricanes down there and everything in those 2 years. But I had to learn how to start that church from zero. And that's outreach, that's setting up utilities, that's paying bills, that's getting pews reupholstered, all of those things that was then transferable. We talk about outreach in church, but we can talk about marketing right here in the business. And even today, I say to many pastors that I know that you have a church and it's an organization, it's a nonprofit, but it actually runs as a business. And so if you can get your mind around that, you can begin to do some things to make that live and to make that succeed. And so, that's what we're doing. All of that at the juice bar. And then finally, I believe that, I'm called to operate in three particular areas, and that's business, community, and then ministry or faith. And I believe that I'm doing that. So my business acts as a community center. It just looks differently, you know. Being in the community influences my business. You know, we even in the pandemic, where we're down about 40%, we still raise money to donate to other organizations out there, to community organizations. When everything went down with when George Floyd was murdered, we raised money by selling our Justice Juice, and we sent that money over to Minneapolis, to an organization in Minneapolis, to just show some support and some love from little old Grand Rapids. So, you know, again, we're all about the community. We know that we are in existence. We are here. We are still, we still have our doors open because of the community. And so the way I feel is that we sowed seeds of love, kindness, excellence, and integrity over the past 7+ years. Okay. And now that time is tough, I believe we're now bearing the fruit of the work that we did of sowing the seeds in our community, and now the community is supporting us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful, man. There's so much to unpack there.
Yeah. And let me say this too. So let me say this. Also, part of our existence is working with other organizations and other businesses. And so I want to just draw attention to this shirt right here that I have on. So this shirt is our logo, and then we put Black Lives Matter in this. Nice. And this is a partnership between Malamiah Juice Bar, the Minton Brewing Company, because they did the same thing with their logo. Chris over there, Chris and Max over there. And then the shirts were printed by Ambrose, which is part of WMCAT. And the funds that were raised, 100% of these funds went to the Black and Brown Cannabis Guild to help with expungement records of those that have, you know, a couple of little smudges on their record, so that they can begin to live their life to the fullest.
Wow. So a little bit. I want to be able to chat that into the box here for any organization that would love to get involved with that. And so, is there a contact point that I can reference in here for any organization that's interested, that's following us tonight?
Yeah, I would say to contact the Black and Brown Cannabis Guild. They're on. They do have a Facebook page. That would be the best way to do that.
Jermale, I want to drop in real quick here with you. One, brother, you have an amazing story, and you tell a very powerful story. So I'm blown away by what you just shared, and so thank you for just bringing your real and raw truth to this platform.
Yeah, thank you.
And I want to and thank you for, you know, I'm from Minneapolis, and I want to just say thank you for supporting those of us in Minneapolis, you know, for having that heart. And I know there's a lot of healing that is going on in my home city. And so thank you for that support. And I want to ask you though, if you don't mind, you talked about you are able to let go of things, or like replace certain things. Mm-hmm. What are some of those things that you can't replace, like for you?
You said, what are some of those things? I mean, really, some of them are as simple as just a human life. You know, again, we talked about George Floyd. You can't replace a human life. Okay. You know, you can't replace years and years and years of injustice that has been done to a group of people, a generation of people, and after generation, you can't replace that, you know. And so, you know, really, to me, the one thing that's not replaceable really is the treatment of people and a life. And so when we talk about the treatment of people, we talk about life. We can weave in there so many different things. We can talk about health disparities and the lives that are lost due to health disparities. We can talk about you know, ways that people have generated wealth, and then ways that others have taken that away, like what happened with the Tulsa race massacre. So that, you know, there's just so many things like that we can't that we can't replace. But everything else, all the all the stuff is replaceable. Stuff is so replaceable. So it's not even worth getting attached to. I think about my business right now in the midst of the pandemic. Do I want Malamiah Juice Bar to make it through the pandemic? You bet I do. We have a huge investment into this thing, especially with the relocation of our business at Studio Park with more space that's supposed to be bigger and better. We're suffering. However, I will always put public health ahead of my business. I will put the health and safety of my customers and my staff, their families, all of that ahead of my business. And so if we're doing things, even right now while it's hard, if the shutdown is saving lives, I want to save lives. I don't want to be selfish, because if we're not saving lives, then who's going to come buy our product?
Yeah.
Brother, I could not wait to get a juice from you, because that level of love that you just dropped in on, that you deliver, that has to be going into every single juice and product that you create out of Malamiah, and people must feel that, and that is amazing. So thank you for doing that and having that consciousness and recognition within to deliver that. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's who we are. I mean, if I were to turn this, I'm sitting in my kitchen / office here. If I were to turn this camera around, on the side of our refrigerator, we have 3 family values. And those family values is really what we started the juice bar on. We've changed them since to kind of go with an acronym of the word juice. But those family values are kindness, excellence, and integrity. Mm-hmm. Everything you do can fall into 1, 2, or all of those categories. When we discipline our kids, my 3 boys, in which Malamiah is named after the 3 boys, Malachi, Nehemiah, and Josiah, and we're talking to them, we're saying, hey, did you show kindness to your brother? If they, one might, I caught somebody, swapping out snacks the other day. I'm like, hey, that's not having integrity. If you don't like that peanut butter granola bar, just let me know. We'll get you a peanut butter, granola bar. Are you working in excellence with the schoolwork while you're on Zoom? But I think I see you playing a video game. So that's who we are as a family. And I'm really big on for people to be who they say they are, do what they say they're going to do, as well as don't do your best to not wear multiple masks. And so who I am, who we are at home, who we are in the community is who we are at our business. And so I don't have time to wear masks. I'm too old for that. I don't want to maybe one day forget who I was supposed to be in front of you. And then you're like, wait, who is this person? No. This is what you get.
Beautiful. Yeah, we have a kindness practice at the dinner table, which is each of our boys can expect for their dad to ask them what was one act of kindness that they did today. Mm-hmm. And so they go through their whole day knowing that they're going to be pitched that question.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
So a little bit so in that journey too, there's one thing that you really hit on, which I think anybody out there that runs a business or is thinking about running a business is crucial, which is you don't have to know everything. And if anything, leverage community, leverage support. I mean, that's why it's there. So when we have things like COVID or any other type of dynamic that might impact your business, you truly have an opportunity to lean on the support system that you've built, that you've grown within, that you've supported for so long with passion. And so I just wanted to highlight that piece in there that you talked about, because there are a lot of reasons why people choose not to start something in their life. And just coming from a place of heart and passion and then being able to give that back to the community continuously will build that full circle for your business.
Yep. And one of my business mentors is Bob Fish, the founder and CEO of Big B Coffee. And when I had my first meeting with him years ago, he said, Jermale, he said, what are you going to do if this doesn't work? And when you talk to some people, when they ask you questions, they have an answer in mind, or you're trying to find that perfect one. And so I said, I would probably pause and regroup and start over again or try something else. And he said, yeah, yes and no. He said, if this doesn't work, he's like, I saw your resume. Looks like you've had a few jobs in your life. If this doesn't work, the worst thing that can happen is you're going to owe somebody and you're going to have to get a job. And so you already know how to work. You know how to get a job. So that's the safety net. Like, because I know that my family is still going to eat. I know that we're still going to have food on the table, clothes on our backs, and, we're going to pay some bills. We're going to laugh and have a good time. Even if all we can afford is hot and ready pizzas, we're going to do it with joy and be okay. So, when it comes to stepping out on faith, the product of something not working, it isn't really all that bad. It may be uncomfortable. It may not be what we thought it was going to be, and you may have to swallow your pride or get rid of it, but it's not all that bad.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the product is just an outcome, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, at the end of the day, you have something that drives you, and today it's Malamiah Juice Bar, but 5 years from now, it could be something very similar within the community, or it could be the same thing. And it's really what drives from you is what you're focusing on. So,
so Jermale, can I ask a question just for people listening in? We're obviously on a virtual environment. Do you offer ship your product across the United States?
We do. We so that's some of it is part of our shift during COVID in two ways. So if you're near Grand Rapids, here delivering, I'm actually personally dropping juice off at doorsteps. And then if you live outside of the Grand Rapids area, then we work through FedEx. And so just today, I went to FedEx, dropped off some juices that will be in Illinois tomorrow, next day shipping. So we've shipped to Alabama, to California, to New Jersey, New York, North Carolina. I mean, we've been shipping our juices as far as people want them. We'll make it happen. If they want to pay the shipping, we got it.
Beautiful. And would you be so? Do we have Troy? Do we have access to Jermale's website there for people?
Yep, I'm chatting it in right now, as well as the comment that they can access it.
Yep. So, jump on, MalamiahJuiceBar.com. We'll take care of you. It's very easy to go through. And then if for some odd reason that does not work, or, sometimes things can be kind of weird when it comes to technology, especially with everyone, streaming things or using internet all at the same time, you could always shoot us an email. The email is juicy, JUICY, at MalamiahJuiceBar.com, and we'll answer that thing probably within minutes.
Okay.
It's one of the best email addresses I've ever heard. Juicy.
Had to be something that we can remember.
So tell us about some of your juices, though. Get us excited about some of your products. Tell us what goes in them. What are the health benefits? Get some of the viewers excited about your product.
Well, with our juices, how we created it originally was that we thought about taste, and then color, and then nutrition. And so we felt like, being new to the market, being the only Black juice company here in Grand Rapids, we were the second Black-owned business with a storefront at the time in downtown Grand Rapids when we opened in 2013. We wanted to make sure that people who knew us knew that our stuff tastes good, and then knew that it looks good. And then we got the health piece going. And so we would put together recipes, say that they were great, taste them, yep, they're good. And then we would do the research on each ingredient that we put in there. What is it good for? How does it benefit the body? And then come up with a name that surrounded that. And if we felt like there wasn't enough nutrition that we can stand on with it, we'd add something or take something out at that point. So, our one of our favorite and top selling juices is the Rise and Shine juice. So the Rise and Shine juice is it's a bright orange, bold orange color, and it's orange, apple, carrot, and ginger in that juice. And that juice is it just kind of just wakes you up because it's so vibrant and whatnot because of the natural sugars that's in that. And so in all of our juices, we're not adding any additional sugars in it. We're not adding any water or any additives. If you come down there especially and get a juice made to order, you'll see us cutting the orange up in half. We're cutting the apple in fourths. We're cutting the carrot on a diagonal. You'll see all of those components go into those juices. And not only do we have juices, we have what we call booster shots. And so one of my favorite booster shots, it's like a 1 ounce shot, is lemon, ginger, honey, garlic, and cayenne. You take that thing, it clears out the congestion here, any congestion there. Some people say it helps them with their allergies, but it'll do a Bruce Lee kick on a cold very, very quickly.
Or so Muhammad Ali knockout punch.
That's right. Sonny Liston right there on the mat.
Yes.
But so we have 3 different shots. We have wheatgrass shots. So 1 ounce of wheatgrass is equivalent to having 2 pounds of a leafy green, because it's pure. It's just, my wife would say, like liquid sunshine. So it's pure chlorophyll. And the whole photosynthesis thing that you learned in junior high, where plants take the sun and turn into chlorophyll. That's why they're so bright green. So that wheatgrass shot is potent. It gives you energy. It boosts your immune system. It gives you all of that nutrition right there. We also have smoothies. And so with the juice, you're extracting the pulp and the skin and seeds, and having just the juice. But on the flip side, with the smoothies, you're getting all of that extra fiber in there. And so we're blending that with ice, coconut milk sometimes, or almond milk. Some people don't want any milk in there, because both of those milks are also dairy free. Add a little bit of yogurt. And so our top selling smoothie has been what we call the family reunion smoothie. The family reunion smoothie is coconut milk, yogurt, agave nectar, strawberry, banana, and raspberry. And a lot of kids like that too because it's pink and it just looks really cool. So we and I cannot forget to say that we have this amazing acai bowl. And so acai berry, frozen, pureed, coming from Brazil. We make that thing with granola, and our granola comes from Daily Delish here, the granola goddess here in Michigan, over off Plainfield. We add our top selling one of those has peanut butter, banana, cocoa nibs, and honey. And so we blend that up and we layer it kind of like a parfait. I mean, it's a 16 ounce bowl that people will have for a meal, like a lunch or a breakfast. And it's very, very, very filling. And one of the things that we also want to make sure that we do within our small little business is we want to promote and highlight other businesses. So the granola comes from the granola goddess. We serve and we brew Ferris coffee. We have Ferris cold brew coffee on tap. We have kombucha from Sacred Springs on tap. So, we just try our best to support other businesses in the area as much as we can. Even if there's something that we need done, we need our windows washed, we're going to get a local window washing company. When we did our build out, we got a smaller construction company in town to do that with a diverse workforce. So, we're doing our best to support local, even though we're local as well, but we see kind of, everybody's kind of supporting each other. Yeah,
that's beautiful, man. And that's one thing that connected us together too, because I know that you truly care about sourcing from local farms too. And so I'm grateful that brought us together. So,
and and you mentioned that piece. Let me highlight urban roots that we've worked with in the past. They at one point they were growing our wheatgrass, and then I'll do some classes over there, like how to make your own almond milk or cashew milk. And then one of our biggest partnerships is New City Neighbors, New City Urban Farm, and that's been for years. Where during their growing season, they grow our leafy greens. All our leafy greens. And this is great to us because they hire youth, and youth employment is one of the things that we fully believe in. A little bit difficult right now with COVID, but in a regular year, we would have 1 to 2 high school youth working for us. And New City, they do that. They hire all youth from the community who learn how to grow produce, how to pick produce, how to take care of a garden, and then they run a farm share and a fruit stand over there. And the partnership is that we buy all the leafy greens from them. They deliver them. They wash them 2 or 3 times before they get to us. They're fresh, picked that morning. Then we wash them again. So you're getting like a 5-time washed leafy green, and then. Like twice a year, they come to us, and I'll do like a customer service training with them. And then the cool thing about that is they get to see the stuff that they grew from a seed or a little plug actually in its final stage of being utilized in a juice or a smoothie. So some people are like, my grandmother grows and cooks collard greens. And I'm like, well, guess what? We juice them and we put them in this juice. So taste this juice with these greens and this kale that you grew and see what you think. And like their minds are blown because they have never had juice like that. They've had the shelf stable juice that, you don't have to refrigerate. Well, obviously, if you don't have to refrigerate it, then there's some funny business going on in there that we don't have to get into. But again, just a great partnership over there with Lance and Ricardo, and I'm looking forward to some of the new things that they have going on and coming up here in the coming couple of years.
I mean, that's really full circle for your mission, right? I mean, in community, youth development, and buying local for your business. I mean, that's the circle right there. That's incredible. And we've talked about it on the show a couple times, which is food consumed right in our backyard is better for us. It provides voltage to our bodies, and it's grown and picked within the same day. And so all of those things are very highly impactful, let alone the local aspect of working together. So.
And I think too, we gotta just continue to think about access of quality, healthy food to those in all communities. And I say that recognizing that my product is at a higher price point, and I've been working for a while trying to be able to accept SNAP and the bridge card, in which we did accept the SNAP tokens when we were at the downtown market. But now that we're kind of on our own, we have to complete all that paperwork and stuff, and it's not easy getting a hold of anyone at those offices to help walk you through that. But that's something that we want to do. We want to be able to meet the needs of those who are buying groceries with a bridge card and their SNAP benefits, or double up food bucks and things of that nature. So that's my goal. But sometimes we in terms of our community involvement, we will take our products to perhaps areas that where individuals may not be able to always afford to frequent us, and we're just figuring out ways to get them what they need. We've had individuals come to us with health issues, and if you got a health issue, sometimes eating healthy costs a lot of money, and your doctor is saying you need to do X, Y, and Z. Well, we'll work out a deal with them. So hey, you know what? We'll give this to you at this price. Or, we've had folk come to us straight from chemotherapy. We've just given them a whole tray of juiced wheatgrass. That for us, that was maybe a $60, profit there. That we were just like, you know what? Instead of us taking the $60, we're going to like gift it back to this individual who needs this nutrition to help fight off whatever they're dealing with, or to replenish whatever chemotherapy totally wiped away.
Wow.
So cool.
You have one of the most beautiful, giving hearts, Jermale.
Thank you.
That I've had the pleasure to be on the show and just interact with, and I'm in awe and blown away by what you are up to in the world and what you believe in, and just loving people unconditionally. That's so beautiful. So thank you.
Yeah, and that's why we're fighting so hard to stay open so that we can continue to do that. I know we're kind of at a disadvantage during COVID, and the fact that our new relocated business is at Studio Park with the anchor of the movie theater that's been closed since March. They opened for a couple of weeks and then had to close again. And then you have the Van Andel Arena right across the street from us. That's been closed since March, as well as other concert venues downtown like the Pyramid Scheme and different spots. Those have been closed. And so all of that affects our business. Is kind of a ripple effect. The hotels are almost empty, therefore, and the venues are empty. So that means the hotels are empty. That means the restaurants are, kind of empty. So it just keeps going on and on and on. And so, again, it's doing things like being on this show that I hope that it would give us a little bit more visibility so that people can see and hear who we are, and therefore then want to come down and taste who we are.
Well, Jermale, I want to say if there's anything that I can do to help support, offline here, I'd love to maybe just have a follow-up conversation with you. I might have some people ideas or just some people I think I'd really like for you to be introduced to. I know, Troy, how are we doing on time, brother? Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. We've got the band lined up, but
oh my gosh,
they're anxiously waiting with a Christmas tree in the background there.
Is it okay before we turn it over to the wonderful musicians, if Jermale has any final before we transition over to the music?
Yes, absolutely, Jermale. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, hey, I would love to tell everyone to follow us on Facebook and other forms of social media, Instagram and Twitter at Malamiah Juice. We're doing some amazing things. And then I want you to be on the lookout for a new company that I have started called Malamiah Juice Company. And this is our attempt to have juice in retail spaces. And so also a way to say we're, COVID proof. And so that'll be coming soon. Can't give you the date, but just know that when we do this, we will be the first Black owned juice company with beverages on retail shelves at that level in the region and maybe in the country. And so we're just out here, blazing the trail and trying to do what's good for the community, what's good for our staff, and ultimately what's good for everyone when it comes to eating well, eating nutritious food, and as we do that, showing that kindness, and then also not being afraid to talk to other people about the road to entrepreneurship, how lovely it is and how unlovely it is at times.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you, Jermale, brother. That's beautiful. I love the certainty that you have with what you're doing out there in the world. And thank you so much. And Troy.
Yes. Thank you, Jermale, for joining us as a guest, man. I can't wait to catch up with you soon. And I know we have an opportunity to work together, being local. But love having you on. Love your story. I hope anybody didn't get a chance to check you out live gets to check you out in the recorded session, because they really learn your story. Learn how they can find you. We posted into the comment box about your website and your contact information, as well as your exciting news. Man, that is powerful. That is great. So Malamiah Juice Company coming soon. So make sure you check in with Jermale for that. And we would love to invite you to stay on. We won't ask that you stay on if you have somewhere to go. We understand you're a family and it is late. But we are bringing on a live band, so we would love for you to stay with us if you're interested. But thank you very much for coming on the show.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, brother.
Bye-bye.
All right. So as we promised, and I know I want to say, last week we mentioned we were bringing on some live music, and it was a little bit of a teaser. Well, we've actually fulfilled on our promise this time, and we are welcoming special guest Van Mason Band. And so Van Mason Band are friends of mine, personal friends of mine, but are also amazing musicians in Michigan. And without further ado, I'll introduce them. I'll let them share a little about their story, and then you guys will get to enjoy their awesome music that they've been putting in the time to play in the COVID season here, and allowing you guys to enjoy. But Dustin, Blue, how are you guys?
Hey, guys.
Hey, good evening. Thank you so much, Van Mason. Super excited to meet you guys, and can't wait to hear what magic you guys got in store for us today. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having
me. Where are you guys calling in from?
Grand Haven, Michigan.
All right. Michigan. Fantastic.
Yeah. What about you?
So, well, right now I'm in Colorado, but I live in Minneapolis.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Not confusing.
I'm a really lucky guy right now. So, yes. How about, so who are you guys, and what are some fun facts for the both of you?
Well, my name's Dustin Mason. This is Blue Van Dyke. And so together, our name's Van Mason. That's it's pretty simple how we came up with that, I guess. But we met actually. I hired Blue to come and record because he was starting his producing career, and so he came and actually recorded our demo, and then we actually needed a bassist at the time, so we asked if he'd like to join. And so he joined the band, and we played together for a couple of years. And eventually, we're a little bit older, with a couple kids. And so as far as the band went, we decided to kind of, we had a couple situations where it's like, well, it's time to focus on family. And so a bit of a hiatus for a moment. But Blue and I actually, we happen to be pretty close neighbors, and so we just kind of ended up keeping playing. And we had kind of a lot of these songs that we had written in the hopper that didn't necessarily fit with the sound that our current band had. So our old band, we had more kind of rock, reggae type sounds, and we had written kind of a lot of these Americana bluegrass type songs, that just didn't really fit there. And so we started playing together, really just kind of enjoyed each other's company and working with each other. And, Blue has been producing for almost 10 years now.
Yeah,
probably. So we were able to record our album actually right in his studio. And we've been working really hard on it over the last couple of months since we've been in COVID. We played a lot of shows the last couple of years, and playing live shows, having families kind of always kept us at bay with actually digging in and getting in the studio and recording.
Yeah, that's a silver lining. We might as well go in the studio. We don't have any shows, so let's finish our record.
Yeah, so our year kind of went aghast with everything, and we played maybe 5 live shows this year total, and the rest of the time we spent on a record. And it's called Dragonfly. It's out on all streaming platforms. Van Mason is how you can search for us, and we're really excited about it. We're really proud of the work that we've done. And
sounds amazing.
Yeah,
it does.
I mean,
beautiful. Well, how about you guys take this away? Give us the magic. This is fantastic.
All right, thanks. So this first song we're gonna play is called "Came Along." We wrote it about our daughters actually just kind of growing up, being parents, and I think one of the most beautiful things about that is you kind of reminded of that young, naive spirit that just full of bliss, and the simplest things kind of really make your day. And so this song's a little bit about that, and then it kind of digs into just the love you have for your children and that unconditional feeling that you maybe didn't experience until they came along. So nice.
Beautiful.
The song's called Came Along. When the snow falls down, it's falling all around my head and on my tongue. It gives me the chills and gives me the thrills. How good it feels to be young. Riding down to the end of the road to find my skipping stone. 1, 2, 3, bet you can't be me. I said, let's do it again. It's the way you smile at me with those eyes. It's the way you walk and the way you talk when I hold you in my arms. It's the passing years and the miles and tears, but still I stay strong. 'Cause I never knew what true love could do until you came along. Riding down to the end of the road to find my skipping stone. 1, 2, 3, now you can't be me. I said, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do the real one. Every day I try to find my way in a world that's so new. When I tie my heart to my mind, there's no limits to what I can do. It's the way you smile at me with those eyes. It's the way you walk and the way you talk when I hold you in my arms. It's the passing years and the miles and tears, but still I stay strong. 'Cause I never knew what true love could do until you came along. Came along. Came along. Came along.
Awesome, man.
Thank you.
I wanted to mention too, I put your guys' website in the comment
That was
box.
beautiful. Wow.
Everybody can find your songs on your website too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have vanmasonband.com. But we're on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon. So yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're listening to music on any type of new device, you can find our music.
Sweet. All right. And you guys want to play some more music for us?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's do it.
Plug them in. So you want to tell them a little bit about this one?
The song's called Above the Minton. We wrote it in the Upper Peninsula. We were staying on a little island, and everybody was partying out front on the dock, and I just got myself a little table and wrote some chords and lyrics, and then we put it all together, and here it is.
Sapphire sun skipping off the water, chilling on the candle right back in honor and honor. See a little breeze in the evergreen trees around me. It feels so nice, won't sit and take it easy. Everybody needs some time, everybody needs some space. Coming up along the pines to that warm embrace. Above the Minton, gotta get above the Minton. Everybody's got a little around the island. Just run along, they took away some peace and quiet. Skip a couple dots, run back out in front of the cabin. Know they got a way to know before I get up here again. Everybody needs some time. Everybody needs some space. Coming up along the pines, never feel out of place. Above the Minton, gotta get above the Minton. Everybody needs some time. Everybody needs some space. Coming up along the pines, feel that warm embrace. Above the Minton, you gotta get above the Minton. Above the Minton, you gotta get above the Minton. Above the Minton.
Good one.
Awesome.
Thank
That
you.
was beautiful.
Thank you very much, guys.
Gentlemen, I'm going to share with you that I'm so grateful for the both of you to be here and to share your magic, and you're inspiring me. I've got in a little bit, I'm going to be going upstairs and cooking a meal. I'll be sharing a meal that I've cooked for a beautiful group of people that I'm here in Colorado with, and I'm definitely going to be dropping in your music. You guys have inspired me for the evening, so thank you so much. Gosh, you touched my heart.
I'm glad. We really, that's the greatest gift, honestly, is just people sharing it and appreciating it. So that means a lot to us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys want to play another one?
One more is good.
Yeah. I think we can finish off with one more. This song's not on our album, but you can actually find it on our website. It's a little bit more of a social justice song, honestly. It's and it's called "Take a Stand," And I think it kind of speaks for kind of finish off with this here.
All right, let's do it.
Cool, man.
We don't have time to wait, get up and take a stand. Your future relies on what you demand. We know the window is one way to down, so outside of these walls, you used to walk the line. So when you gotta ask what it all means, one of them gives up on his dreams for a little bit of green. Single mother worked so hard, full-time mom and a full-time job. She didn't need help from the state or she would pay a living wage. So we gotta do something to change. Yeah, we gotta do something to change. We don't have time to wait, get up and take a stand. Your future relies on what you demand. I said you got to demand it. We don't have time to wait, get up and take a stand. Your future relies on what you demand. And I can watch the news anymore. Every day it's a brand new war. Secrets kept behind closed doors. Nobody knows who to trust anymore. But whose side are you on? People's are the sisters. Each surrounds a brand new day. Things don't have to stay this way. We can make it a better place. Listen to the people say. Yeah, we gotta do something to change. We don't have time to wait. Get up and take a stand. The future relies on what you demand. I say you got to demand it. We don't have time to wait. Get up and take a stand. The future relies on what you demand. You got to demand it. We don't have time to wait, get up and take a stand. Whoa, future relies on what you demand. We don't have time to wait, get up and take a stand. Future relies on what you demand. Say you got to demand it. We don't have time to wait, get up and take a stand. Future relies on what you demand. Got to demand it.
Right here.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. Well, again, if you're just joining us, that is Van Mason Band, Dustin and Blue. We have shared their website. They have awesome songs and albums out there for you to check out. I do want to leave with a short story here, and then I'll kick it over to Dustin and Blue for some final thoughts. But just to share a little bit about how truly amazing these two guys are. So it was my wife and I's 10-year anniversary this year in November. And although we can't get together in buildings and everything, these two guys played for our wedding anniversary on the beach in November in Michigan. So you can imagine how that might feel and cold. And they were all about it. Amazing two dudes. even played our wedding song, which was incredible. And so I just wanted to share that because you guys are two amazing, great guys, super talented, and really appreciate all that you do. And I do hope that the listeners truly check out their music. It's amazing. It sounds awesome. Has a really nice bluesy touch to it. Really good with the kids. Our kids love it. And so thank you very much, you guys.
Hey, we appreciate it, Troy. Thank you so much, man. It's honestly, it's been an honor and a pleasure, and just we appreciate being here. Just want to, tell everyone to, stay strong and, keep looking at, what you can get done and what you can do for yourself, because this is just a temporary, this is a temporary thing that we're going through. And yeah, we're going to pull out of it. So, we're booking for 2021. So, if anybody enjoys like the music, they're looking for some live music
in Colorado,
you can
Minnesota.
Yep. Anywhere. We'll, reach out to us at our website, vanmasonband.com, or you can just email us vanmasonband@gmail.com. But check out wherever you get your streaming music for Van Mason for our album. And, we really...
Beautiful.
Nice.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Well, happy holidays to you, Dusty, Blue, Van Mason. Thank you for that beautiful gift and magic that you were sharing, and keep delivering that magic and joy for others. And thank you for sharing it with us and that beautiful message to end us. So I couldn't say it any better. So thank you so much, gentlemen. And that's my final.
Thanks.
All right. So thank you to everybody that joined our show today. Again, the Wyld Farm Show is all about farm, family, fun, and most importantly, putting all those things together and growing the communities that we love and support. And so thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you again, Van Mason and Jermale Eddie and Malamiah Juice Company. And that will end episode 4. So have a good night, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.